Welcome to Watch Mojo, and today we're counting down our picks for the top 20 times Karens ruined their own lives.
I will be talking to the chief of police, and I will be speaking to the mayor.
For this list, we'll be looking at rude, obnoxious, and entitled people who caused mayhem with their terrible actions, only to be dealt the sparkling hand of karma. Which famous Karen story annoyed you the most? Let us know in the comments. Number 20. COLLIER Karen. Apparently, even walking down a street is enough to get the wrath of a Karen. In 2021, a mother walking down a road in Collier County, Florida, experienced exactly that. They were on a public sidewalk when Patricia Schmidt stopped her car and blared the horn at the two, apparently believing that they were trespassing in the neighborhood. Schmidt then rolled down the window and yelled at them for walking there, before escalating the situation by going on a racist and ableist rant at the child.
Your son, it must be special ed.
Unbelievably, this terrible Karen is an exceptional student education specialist, a teacher who specializes in special needs children at Laley Elementary School. Or we should say was. Schmidt was thankfully fired from her job due to her disgusting behavior.
We're also going to be calling for the revocation of her teaching certificate through the Florida Department of Education.
Number 19. SoHo Karen. Losing a cell phone can be a frightening experience that causes people to panic. Even in the panic, any decent person wouldn't go around racial profiling. In 2020, however, while at the Arlo Hotel in Manhattan, New York, a woman named Mia Ponsetto lost her device and accused teenager Keon Harold Jr., the son of musician Keon Harold, of stealing it. Not believing his rejections of the baseless claims, Ponsetto attacked him in the lobby before she was dragged away. Her phone was ultimately found at the hotel. In 2022, Ponsetto pleaded guilty to unlawful imprisonment in the form of a hate crime. For this, she was given a 2-year probation sentence and ordered to attend counseling.
Now, if Ponsetto fails to comply with the terms of the plea deal, she is facing up to 4 years in prison.
Number 18. Cabin Karen.
I'm here, getting ready to go to work, put on a yellow life jacket, point out the exits, hand out chicken or beef. What sort of Friday night is this for me?
Having already been fired by Norwegian Air for allegedly spitting in a passenger's cup of coffee, Joanne Wickenden decided to go even further in 2017. Before work one day, the cabin staff employee for British Airways filmed herself via Snapchat. Wickenden felt it was appropriate to slate her job and go on a racist rant against Nigerians.
All the Nigerians are going to be there like, give me Coca-Cola, give me beef. Why you have no beef left? I want beef.
After the video went out, she claimed she was set up and spurred on by coworkers, an excuse that doesn't really make any of it better.
All the Nigerians, they're all going to be there asking for upgrades because I haven't got enough leg room because all their BBCs are in their way.
Her employers weren't happy and quickly called in Wickenden for a meeting. However, Wickenden says she resigned from British Airways before she was shown the door. Number 17. BBQ Becky. On a warm day at Lake Merritt in Oakland, California in 2019, a black family was trying to enjoy a barbecue in a dedicated grilling area, only to be interrupted by Jennifer Schultz, a white woman who called 911 on them twice. She harassed them over having a charcoal grill long enough for a bystander to confront her.
It's illegal to have a charcoal grill in the park here.
No, it's not actually. I just looked at the map. It says this is a designated barbecue area.
The video went viral and details a grand 25 minutes of the altercation, in which we get to see exactly how Schultz tries to manipulate the situation and play the victim. She was quickly dubbed BBQ Becky online, and plenty of memes began to circulate. Even her alma mater, Stanford University, commented on Schultz. We'd say that's karma well served. Number 16. SoCal Karen. Folks in Torrance, California just wanted to go about their business. but if they had Asian heritage, Lena Hernandez wouldn't make the day easy for them.
You know what? I am not a racist person.
You just made a
But you know
racist
what?
comment.
You need to go home.
She was known to approach people and spit racist tirades at them. While she escaped punishment for a time, justice eventually came crashing down for Hernandez. In 2019, after verbally assaulting a mall employee, a woman named Casey Lynn Salminao stepped in. Hernandez didn't like this and physically attacked her. It took a while for the police to do anything, but by 2020, Hernandez found herself in court. She pleaded no contest to a charge of misdemeanor battery. As such, the retired social worker got 45 days in jail, anger management classes, and 3 years of probation.
What she did was violent. It was a violent attack to me. So it should have been the maximum amount of 6 months.
And what kind of message does it send to other perpetrators?
Number 15, Plane Karen. Babies on planes can be a recipe for discomfort, but there are ways to go about potentially asking to move seats, and this isn't it. After realizing she was seated next to an infant, the woman in this video, Susan Perez, threw a fit rather reminiscent of that of an infant.
I said, please don't use that language in front of my son. And she turned around and saw me and she said, shut the up.
She then threatened one of the members of the cabin staff with her job, only to learn very swiftly that she was not at liberty to do that sort of thing.
Thank you, Tabitha. You may not have a job tomorrow.
I want this lady.
Perez's attitude took a complete 180, but it was not enough to save her from consequences. When the video went viral online, Perez was suspended from her employment at the New York State Council on the Arts.
Now Perez's name and image have been removed from the council's official website, and she's been placed on a leave of absence.
Number 14, soup skirmish. Working in the service industry can be a thankless job. And being a manager, you have to deal with customer complaints, adding more stress to a tense employment. In 2021, we all witnessed just how brutal it can be when a customer threw a bowl of spicy soup at a restaurant worker.
My eyes were stinging so bad, they were burning, and the spices were all like inside of the top part of my nose.
Reportedly, Amanda Martinez had called to complain about her takeaway soup being so hot that it apparently melted the plastic lid. But it didn't go anywhere, so she went into the restaurant, Sol de Jalisco in Temple, Texas, and argued with manager Janelle Browland.
You just still continue to yell, make a scene.
The act of violence caused Browland injuries, and in 2023, Martinez would plead no contest to assault. She received a 15-month deferred adjudication, 6 days of jail work release, and was fined $800 plus court costs. Number 13, Albany Karen. It might be spelled slightly differently, but we actually have a Karen named Karen for this entry. In 2021, a group of Black women, including local community activist Jamela Anderson, were having a nice time at a restaurant in Albany, New York.
Jamela, why do you call the owner?
I did. He told me to tell you to leave and call the cops.
Then Karen Burton got abusive and went on a racist rant.
You're the problem and you're the
Even when the cops arrived to sort out the problem, Burton could be heard yelling racial slurs at customers and the staff. After the grim video spread online, Burton's employer, Humana, a medical insurance company, fired her and slated her for her hate speech. Plus, Burton was also banned from other establishments in the area. Number 12. Commissioner Karen.
The high-powered woman slammed for berating cops during a traffic stop is breaking her silence.
Hitting the jackpot, another Karen named Karen. In 2018, the police pulled over an unregistered car and impounded it in Tenafly, New Jersey. The car, as it transpired, was being driven by the daughter of Karen Turner. Turner was on the Board of Commissioners for the Port Authority of New York and New Jersey and tried to use her power to intimidate the cops who stopped her daughter.
I will be talking to the chief of police, and I will be speaking to the mayor.
The car's registration was 2 years out of date, and an insurance card couldn't be produced at the time of the traffic stop. Turner, upon arriving at the scene where the vehicle was to be impounded, displayed aggressive behavior, requested that officers refer to her as commissioner and mentioned that she was friends with the mayor. Turner eventually released an apology, resigned from the board, and was fined $1,500.
Turner now says, as a parent, I was upset and uncomfortable with the unfolding events. I regret my tone toward the police officers and use of off-color language.
Number 11, Starbucks Karen. During the pandemic, many businesses globally had a simple rule for customers: wear a face mask. It was government mandated for one thing, but it proved to be too much for some, including one Amberlynn Gillis.
Gillis says she has medical problems, but also says masks are not effective.
One of them, I get shortness of breath, dizziness, and it messes with the heartbeat.
After being refused service at a Starbucks in San Diego, she photographed Lennon Gutierrez and tried to publicly shame the barista on social media. Only it backfired magically. A GoFundMe was created on Gutierrez's behalf that brought in over $105,000. In interviews, Gutierrez stated he planned to put it toward his prospective dance career. With that very public embarrassment, Gillis then issued a lawsuit against the fundraiser's creator, Matt Cowan, for various reasons, in part with the hopes of attaining some of the money from the GoFundMe.
When asked if she has any apology or message to the public,
no, absolutely not. I feel like I need the apology. I've been discriminated against.
Number 10, Kefab Kelly. In 2018, Darion Tolles attempted to go inside his apartment building in St. Louis, Missouri. However, Hillary Brooke Mueller wasn't keen on that idea. She stood in his way and blocked his path. As they spoke, Mueller acted as though she owned the building. She didn't, and kept asking which unit Tolles lived in, demanding to see his key fob.
All I'm asking is what unit?
But I don't need to tell you that information, ma'am.
If you want to come into my building.
It's not your building, you're not the owner.
Even though he had a key to get in, she continued harassing him inside after Toll had to force his way past her.
No.
Excuse me.
No.
Excuse me.
Are you kidding me? Where are you going?
Once the video was released, many accused Mueller of being racist. However, she claimed it was because she didn't recognize Toll. Regardless, Mueller's employer, Tribeca STL, fired her for her dodgy behavior.
Her now former employer has issued a statement about her firing using the words racism and racial profiling.
Number 9, Texas Karen.
If things are so great in your country, then stay there.
In 2022, a group of 4 Indian American women were walking to their cars after dinner in Plano, Texas. Instead of going home after a nice night, they had to endure the racist tirade of Mexican American Esmeralda Upton.
Go back to India. Why? We don't want you here.
Using a flurry of slurs and insults, the unhinged Upton also struck the women several times and threatened them.
Come closer. Come closer. Oh my God, guys, record. She's hitting me. She's hitting me. Oh my God. Oh my God.
Feeling in danger from the abuse and attacks, they called the cops, who arrived shortly after. Later on, Upton was arrested for assault and making threats. But that's not all. At the time of writing, 2 of the 4 women, Bidisha Rudra and Indrani Banerjee, have issued lawsuits against Upton for the traumatizing incident. Number 8, Permit Patty. Have you ever seen a child harmlessly selling something on the street to raise money for something and thought, yeah, I'm gonna ruin their life? If so, you and Allison Edel could be besties.
This woman don't want to let a little girl sell some water.
In 2018 in San Francisco, 8-year-old Jordan Rogers was selling bottled water on the street to help her mom financially and go to Disneyland. Edel, infuriated by the constant noise as she worked from home, called the cops about Rogers' lack of a permit.
You can hide all you want. The whole world gonna see you, boo.
Yeah, and illegally selling water without a permit?
As you can imagine, this didn't go down well with the internet, which pointed out the racist overtones. With all that pressure and dispensaries refusing to stock products from Edel's employer, she was forced to resign as CEO of the cannabis company Treatwell Health.
It is Miss Attell's belief that Treatwell, its employees, and patients should not have to suffer because of a situation that occurred in an escalated moment.
Number 7, Victoria's Secret Karen.
This is crazy.
In 2021, something strange happened at a Victoria's Secret store in Millburn, New Jersey. while Ijoma Ukenta was doing some shopping. Ukenta reportedly claimed she asked Abigail Elphick to step back as she was too close when they browsed. So she went to the staff and told them Ukenta threatened her. When Ukenta began filming, Elphick attempted to hit her before she sobbed on the floor.
I never thought nothing like this would happen to me. She just tried to run and hit me. And now she... Did you see her?
Later, Elphick stated her reaction was due to a panic attack from being filmed.
I'm sorry, I don't mean that.
In the aftermath, Ukenta created a GoFundMe page for legal costs against Elphick. Within the page, she also criticized the handling of the situation by the security and police. At the time of writing, over $104,000 has been donated. Number 6. Coughing Karen. As most people came together during the global events to support each other, some did their best to do the opposite. In 2021, masked shoppers in a Super Saver store in Lincoln, Nebraska, attempted to get their groceries calmly. However, Janine Hoskovec had other ideas. With a smirk on her unmasked face, she dramatically coughed at people, pretending it was allergies.
Excuse me, I'm coming through.
When folk protested Hoskovec's grotesque actions, she patronizingly called them cute and sheep before descending into a rant about other people's health. After a very quick investigation, her employer, the software company SAP, fired Hoskovec.
Well, guys, a team of internet sleuths quickly identified the woman seen in this video, and in a matter of days, she's now lost her job.
Number 5. Smoothie Thrower. In 2022, employees at Robex in Fairfield, Connecticut were trying to get through the day. Well, not on James Iannozo's watch.
As a person who's had multiple customer service jobs, I've dealt with people like this, and I don't think we get paid enough to deal with it.
After buying a smoothie there, he gave it to his son at home, who had an allergic reaction. After medical attention, Iannozo arrived at the store and launched into a tirade of insults, slurs, and threats.
You don't know who made it?
There's 4 of us here, so we honestly don't.
Ignorant high school kid.
However, the employees claimed he never mentioned the peanut allergy to them. He finished it off by throwing the smoothie at the staff.
49-year-old James Iannozo is seen throwing his shake at the teenage employees.
I'm calling the police!
Well, it all went wrong for Iannozo. Firstly, he was arrested and received 1 year of probation. Then, Iannozo was fired by Merrill Lynch. Finally, he faced a lawsuit from one of the employees, but in September, the case was settled for $7,500. Number 4. San Fran Karen. James Waneo was probably pretty startled in 2020 when he turned around and saw Lisa Alexander staring at him, looking like a mix between a character from Smile and Get Out. At the time, he had just finished writing Black Lives Matter with chalk on a property in San Francisco. Well, Alexander and her husband Robert apparently knew the person who lived there.
And you don't know if I live here or if this is my property.
We actually do know. That's why we're asking.
Oh, really? Because you live here, right? You said so.
Because we know the person who does live here.
Oh, okay.
This is odd since Wanilo actually resided there for years. The couple then called the cops on the activist.
I think they had a problem with the message, and I also believe that they thought I was hurting property values. That's Karen, and she's calling the cops.
Once the video was released, Alexander had to put the website of her company, LaFace Skincare, offline temporarily, and she publicly apologized to Wanilo, while Robert was fired from the financial firm Raymond James. Number 3. Radio Karen. It's not every day a Karen films her own terrible behavior for the world to see and judge.
He's a black man, and he's going to protect the brown man from this white woman.
But Diana Ploss is on another level considering she had a little bit of fame. In 2020, through Facebook Live, the conservative radio host recorded herself berating landscapers in Nashua, New Hampshire, as they were working on the street.
What's the first thing I do? Go for my phone. Gotta do a live stream. Have to show people what's going on.
Ploss seemingly had an issue with the workers speaking Spanish.
Okay, but it is America. It is America. You should be speaking English.
She repeatedly told them to speak in English before asking if any of them were, quote, illegal, and saying their work was, quote, communism. Jeez. Afterward, the radio station WSMN cut ties with Ploss and the show she had hosted there for the past couple of years.
We at WSMN value freedom of speech, freedom of expression, and assembly. We will not tolerate discrimination, racism, or hatred.
Number 2, family of Karens. In 2021, Johnny Martinez was doing his job by checking cars for permits in the car park of a residential building in Nashville, Tennessee. However, he realized he was being followed by a Karen family duo, Bitsy Brennan and her son Edward. The two demanded to know what he was doing there, ignoring the ID badge around Martinez's neck.
Call the cops.
No, call the cops?
Yeah, this is not your apartment.
It's not my apartment.
Yes.
I don't need to tell them anything.
Do you have an ID on you, maybe?
Things quickly escalated when Edward attempted to attack Martinez in response to him filming the confrontation.
You attacking me? Seriously?
Get that phone out of your mouth.
In response, Bitsy called the cops to come and sort this out. However, the duo apparently left before the police arrived. Once the video went viral, Bitsy was reportedly fired from her job at UBS, while Edward was charged with assault.
Now you're leaving. Okay. Yeah, it's unsafe. Yeah, no worry. I'm gonna have you arrested, buddy.
Before we continue, be sure to subscribe to our channel and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos. You have the option to be notified for occasional videos or all of them. If you're on your phone, make sure you go into your settings and switch on notifications. Number 1, Central Park Karen. If this incident hadn't been filmed, it could have ended poorly for the victim.
She understood the power she wielded at that moment to call police as a white woman on a black man as a scary black man.
In 2020, Christian Cooper was in Central Park in New York City, enjoying some bird watching, but he spotted Amy Cooper, no relation, with her dog that was off its lead, against the park's rules. When Christian asked her to leash the dog and then offered it a treat, Amy exploded. While strangling the poor pup as she held its collar tightly, she called the police, put on an act, and claimed, quote, an African-American man threatened her. Wow.
Please call the cops.
I'm going to tell them there's an African-American man threatening my life.
After the backlash, Amy temporarily gave up her dog to a shelter and was fired by her employer, Franklin Templeton. She later took them to court for illegal dismissal, only to lose.
In a tweet, Cooper's employer, Franklin Templeton Investments, saying they don't tolerate racism of any kind.
Did you enjoy this video? Check out these other clips from WatchMojo and be sure to subscribe and ring the bell to be notified about our latest videos.